Hey guys, this is Targan Konacha with another game of Minecraft. We are playing wheat today. Hello, Manicman. All is wheat. All is wheat. So we're just going to drop down a little bit. Stop revealing all of the wheat. We don't have too long today. All right. What mode am I in? Survival mode. I always have to go to spectator to look around because I don't feel like killing the Ender Dragon in this world. I think it's funny that I've only killed them in hardcore. We're just gonna keep on doing it that way for a bit. After all, you don't need an elytra to plant wheat. You only need it for cinematic shots, and I can get those just as well by cheating. No, I mean it's just a camera mode, right? But I have been thinking, not for the streams. Obviously, just wheat's just wheat, but need to do something more with that mountainside. Get like a bunch of flowers for it. I think I was talking about that in the last wheat stream. Probably just like a lot of cornflowers. But we also might go find a cherry grove somewhere. I don't know where they are, but they can't be too far off. Because all of these cherry trees are grown from one sapling that I brought home once upon a time. I will say having the animals walk around is pretty interesting because lots of the field spaces are in dead zones from the world conversion. Like over at my house, like sheep don't spawn and that kind of thing. Wolves don't spawn. But when we get like right around here, this is where the chunk border used to be, I think. At least one of them. You can find all sorts of interesting stuff in certain places from where the world conversion happened. Trees that are just like split right in half, that kind of thing. But this is like the great joy in wheat farming, or these segments right here where you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go in a straight line for so long. This doesn't seem like much, but I mean, it's a huge increase in efficiency. You can get, 10 times the amount of wheat down if your terrain is the right space for it, but very clearly we're just going to fill this in with wheat too, since we're down here already. We'll just hit, part of it here, and then if we fall down again, then we'll hit some more. Because I was enjoying those wonderful straight lines. Also, if you're going to keep on falling in, then you're going to keep on breaking it, so. People have asked me, are you aware that there are other games where farming this much is part of the mechanics? Well, yeah. They're part of the mechanics here, too. Where the mechanic is to make the world more beautiful. Other people build houses or walls or beautiful sculptures out of large blocks of wool and put them inside of woodland mansions. But what I do is plant wheat, and it takes all kinds. And I don't really know that much about Minecraft, but I bet whenever this wheat field is done, it'll stand as a testament, to one more man's entry into the world, where an average amount of things are possible. All you have to do is believe. And that's the fun thing about wheat. Anybody could plant some, and probably most people do. But what separates me from them is, scale, intensity, joy, the feverish desire to have more of a thing. And that is what I assume everyone is here for, just as I am. I wonder if facing away from the wheat field is the best dynamic choice, but I always think it is, right? Because if you're looking at the wheat field as you plant, that's a distraction. That's the past, But here, we're getting closer ever to the goal. I mean, it'll take a while, but that's part of the joy of it too. Because where other people might see an active Sisyphus, what I see is a joyful boulder going up of a hill. And after all, before too long, I won't be able to plant any wheat at all. The difference between 100 years from now and today is just as small. So, as the farmers say, you should cut hay while the sun shines. Or in this case, plant wheat. But I'm having so much fun with the wheat field. I mean, the wheat field's fine. I'm having fun playing Hades. Man, am I engaged. It's brilliant. I was going to play it right now, but I only had like an hour before work. And, well, at this point in my life, if I'm going to play a game that takes more than an hour to get to where I want to be playing it, then I'll just play it later. What I and my friends call the Skyrim problem. Like, the first hour of playing Skyrim is just like getting sorted and figuring out what you're doing, even if you not even starting a new game. So if you only have 45 minutes, you can't even boot it up. In Hades, it's like, if I have a bad run, it would be over in an hour. But if I have a good run, I'm going to, like, pause it in the middle and then come home after, like, 6 hours and pick it up thinking the whole time about it? No, that would be agonizing. Because I want to escape today, That's the goal. But it might take just like a couple more runs before I learn to play enough. It'll happen eventually. I'm relatively confident that it'll happen eventually. But that's not what this is about. I'm talking about other games. How insulting it must be to wheat to be treated so. And in these areas, there would be like a lot of grass normally, but I've already come through and cleared it in the past. Because savannas, as you see, always have lots of grass going on. So it's not as simple as nice straight lines, but it doesn't take too long to clear it out, and then you do have nice straight lines. just going to fill in a couple of holes here. This one, we could leave that. This one is very inconvenient and not aesthetic, so we're going to clear it up. And just get a couple nice lines of wheat down. One fun thing about planting wheat is there's no way to do it wrong. All you have to do is plant some, and then you're doing it well. At least that's how I look at it. Hello, what's it? You say this is the perfect morning stream. Well, thank you. It is a nice little thing for me. Yes. I'm doing just fine. I hope you're well as well. Just wanted to get a little Minecraft in before work. It's Sunday, so they're usually short days for me, and they should be today too. So, hoping to get home in a decent hour and make some cookies, and then get to a long and fruitful day of streaming video games. Because I'm still super into Hades, but I've been thinking there's some stuff I actually do think I want to do in my hardcore world again. What kind of cookies? Chocolate chip cookies. They are basically the only kind I make. I make like peanut butter cookies occasionally and shortbread cookies occasionally, but I don't think they're very good. I mean, like the cookie styles I think are fine. They're fine. My chocolate chip cookies, to flatter myself, are quite excellent. Whereas my peanut butter cookies taste like anybody else's peanut butter cookies that's ever given me one that they made that was good. And I'm like, okay, afterward I thought this was a peanut butter cookie. But my chocolate chip cookies are really something. So I usually just make them. Because if I make something and it's just like as good as what somebody else can do, and I don't really think I can improve it, then I just quit. So I've only made like, a handful of cookies that aren't chocolate chip cookies, but I have made a couple of hundred batches of them. I just started baking like a year and 9 months ago, I guess. But as you can tell from the field, I often tend toward obsession. So you say you love your peanut butter cookies but can't get the others right. Yep. We've all got our things. I also just, I think maybe peanut butter cookies just don't have the same, like, sort of, like, cultural and nostalgic hold on me. Because chocolate chip cookies were very much a part of my life growing up at many times. My mother baked, I would say, well. My mother is very proud that all of her children that do bake are good at it. And she always tells us we're better than she is. Mama just wants us to to make the cakes so that she doesn't have to. No, it's fair. But no, my other siblings that bake, they're all real good at it too. But the chocolate chip cookies specifically, it always brings to mind like a famous event in family history where one of my younger sisters became obsessed with making chocolate chip cookies. And basically every day, like for a while, for weeks and weeks, if not months. I don't know the exact timeline because I wasn't paying that much attention. You know, like I was in high school. What was I gonna do? I was going to concerts and chasing girls and stuff. But she would make them like every day, and she got really good at it, like really good. But I you know, art and beauty aren't a competition, but she makes all sorts of things that aren't chocolate chip cookies now, and I make basically only chocolate chip cookies now. We've never had a competition. It's not important whose is better. But I don't mean to indicate that my whole family is like as strange as I am. They're not. Everyone in my family is much more normal than me, but we can be very intense, even though they're basically all normal people, and they'd say that I'm a normal person too, but they're being deceptive. They're leaving some stuff out. No one meets my little sister and afterward is like, man, what a weirdo, for example. No, I'm sure people use other words for me. Not the ones that I would want them to either. There's a bit in the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius that I've always loved. I find it very funny, and also just very good life advice. I don't want to pull it off of the shelf, so I'll just paraphrase it. But it's basically like if somebody tells you that a person has said something negative about you, say that they must not have known about all your other negative qualities, or they would have listed them as well. That kind of thing. Don't defend yourself against others' opinions. Just say, if they knew me better, there'd be more they didn't like about me. And it's a good strategy, because it shows wisdom even if you're not wise, and that's important to be deceptive. If you can't be a wise person, if you can fool people into it, well, you could write a book. No, Marcus Aurelius, I would categorize him as a wise person. I when he was alive. Right now, I would categorize him as deceased, which removes rather a lot of the wisdom from any frame. But old Marcus has been gone for many a year now. He is, of course, my favorite emperor of Rome, and I talk about him a bunch. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Perlin. Happy pre-birthday. A very merry unbirthday to you. It is my unbirthday as well, but tomorrow is not my birthday. But it is my unbirthday today. I was doing that bit at work the other day, and then someone, I guess, had never, read the various Carol books and was just like wholly unfamiliar with the unbirthday party in Alice in Wonderland, which I found to be distressing. And I shouldn't say sad, but like not awesome. Because I thought that we were all going to sing the unbirthday song, and like I start, a very merry unbirthday to you, and they looked at me like people do sometimes, like, oh, is he broken? And but that's sometimes when you break into song and other people don't know it's a song, they get confused. As a person raised on musicals, I am wont to do that anyway. And sometimes I'll just be walking around singing a song, and someone's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, this is If I Were a Rich Man from Fiddler on the Roof." It's a big hit. Of course, it's not a big hit. It's a song from a musical. My family used to have it on VHS. It was in, two different tapes. The good old days. I love Fiddler on the Roof, though. As I'm sure I have mentioned before. Hello, Angelo. I think, there's a lot of things about mortality that are distressing, like realizing that you're probably not going to be able to live forever. It can be pretty upsetting for a lot of reasons, There's a feeling that there's never enough time, that there'll always be something left undone. Stoicism is, it's good for those sorts of thoughts. I've always found it a useful organizing principle. The difference between tomorrow and 100 years from now is just as small. But, as I relate often, if a god or some other powerful creature came down and said that I would die tomorrow, or in 100 years, like Marcus has us think, I would be spending this time, right now, planting this field of wheat. And so if you didn't think I was weird, now you can. Some people are like, wait, you would spend your last day of life playing Minecraft? I mean, what, I'm going to do something different? Come on now. Because if I was going to live my life a different way, I would do it anyway. The things people tell themselves about needing a wake-up call or any of those things, being stuck in a rut, I mean, they're true. But all you have to do to change is move forward. All you have to do to plant wheat is get an average amount of seeds and get going. And just because it's a lot harder to plant wheat in the real world than it is in Minecraft shouldn't dissuade you from planting a field of wheat if you want. I mean, if you don't own the field, that would get in the way. Also, if you don't have any tools that are made out of diamond, you would have to get some. It's a lot easier to get artificial diamonds now than it used to be, so I wouldn't consider that to be like a huge problem. If I was going to be a wheat farmer, I would probably get a diamond hoe. I mean, just for style, if nothing else, right? So once you have your land and your wheat seeds, which I assume you can get anywhere, and your hoe made of diamond, which you might have to fabricate independently, you'd be set up to live the rest of your life one day planting wheat. So I'm just glad that I had a head start, and that I've already got all the stuff that I need to live my dream here. You say for your whole life your older sister doesn't give you presents? Well, if you expect them, I suppose that could be upsetting. I'm sure no one will be surprised to learn that I am not good at giving gifts, and frequently do not. And then sometimes like in July, I'll be like, hey, I got you this. And then I will give somebody a very thoughtful gift, and they're like, it's not my birthday. And I said, I didn't say it was your birthday. You sound like an idiot. Like, what? Who told you it was your birthday? I told you I got this for you. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. And then they just look at you like they're confused. Like, I'm not going to get somebody something when they expect it. Because then where does it all end? I'm going to have to spend my whole life giving people what they expect? No. I'm just going to not do it. And then people will have to deal with their feelings about me not meeting their expectations. Because if I change because people want me to, I'm going to have to keep on pretending to be different forever. And they'll expect it of me. But if I just act like myself, whether or not they like it, and they don't, then I can stay a rock forever. And then if somebody decides that they like that, well, I have the comfort of already being a stone. But I know gifts are important to a lot of people. I don't really enjoy them. I give them sometimes. Get out of my field. I don't have a weapon. I'm going to have to strike them with my artificial diamond hoe. Come back! Man, it really doesn't do a lot of damage. Like once I gave my brother like some Christmas presents, I like put like some stuff in his stocking and things, which he did not expect, because we live in the same house, but like alone. There's no other people here. But he had put up a Christmas stocking anyway. I guess like just for the ambiance. But I thought it would be funny to put some stuff in it, so I did. But he certainly was not expecting it, and I haven't done it since, and I'm not like particularly inclined to, unless I thought it would be funny again. But why would it be funny twice? I just, I mean, y'all know me. I'm not a considerate person, and I can't pretend to be. I find it a significant source of discomfort to ever have to pretend to be a way that I am not. It sort of boils me up. I think it comes, from my damaged psychology. Or, something to deal with that. I don't like to be told what to do. And to me, like, a calendar telling me that I'm supposed to, like, be thoughtful, that's the worst kind of being told what to do. Like, all year, you expect me to act one way on one day, I deeply resent it. Anytime there's an expectation on me to behave a specific kind of way, if I'm not getting paid for it, I'm probably going to just stay home. Because, like, I don't like going to work. Who does? But they pay me, and I could not afford electricity if I didn't go. But, nobody else is threatening my life. Like, that's what my work is, right? The boss doesn't see it that way, but I have to act right or I'll die. And, but nobody else has that power over me. So, when somebody else is like, hey, do you want to do this thing on December 25th? No, I don't. Like, I want to sit in my room. I want to eat Reese's and drink coffee and not go to work that day. I don't have to work on December 25th. It is one of 2 days that the restaurant is closed. 2 in a year. Oh, you say that your sister has assaulted you in the past. That is messed up. Maybe in that case, a birthday present could be called for. Hello, Treasure Rat. Although, it may have to be a pretty good one. But yes, Treasure Rat, we are discussing gifts. Discussing them. And how I am a terrible gift giver. No, I do okay sometimes. Just, I tend to wait like 8 or 9 years in between them. And then I will just appear, giving someone a perfectly thoughtful gift. And they're like, I can't believe you remembered that. And then I will disappear and never talk to them again. Like in Tim Allen's Santa Claus. Actually, I think he marries that woman, so that's a bad example. No, I don't even buy myself presents for Christmas. Sometimes I'll do it beforehand, Sometimes like I'll see a really nice like 12-pack of Mountain Dew at the store and I'll think I should buy myself that. I mean, like, don't I deserve it? Haven't I been a good target? You know what? Just because it's Friday, I'll get that nice 12-pack of Mountain Dew. And I don't drink it all at the same time. I'm not an animal. I wish I did. I could. Like, as soon as I say it, like, to be young again. Me and my friends, we would stay up and play video games to the early hours of the morning. We would drink Mountain Dew, buy the 12-pack, We would just have cans all over the place. It was great. There were like, I don't know, 110,000 things that were terrible about being a teenager. No doubt of that. But staying up till 3 a.m. and playing video games with my friends, that was good stuff. I mean, I could still do that, but, you know, we all get so tired now. It's like, I could still do it. Like, I know how to drink energy drinks late at night. You know, energy drinks, they didn't really exist when I was a kid, or if they did, they weren't, you know, like, mainstream and stuff. Oh, man, we would have been hitting them. I remember they had, like, it's called, like, Balls or something. It was, like, this weird energy drink that they had at, like, a gaming cafe lounge. It was not in my town, but, like, 45 minutes away. But it was before, like, the rise of, like, Red Bull and Monster and all of that, but... Don't I need water right now for wheat? Water would be good, but it'll grow anyway. I usually irrigate, like, in a different segment. I'll just get, like, the full inventory of water buckets and some slabs. And then, run through. That sounds really scary, Jimmy. Yeah, you know, when we get the 1 million subscriber special, and I tell you guys why I don't like sheep, yep, I totally feel you there, man. That's rough. Very scary. But, alright, so now we need to go mend the hoe, but we'll just fly over. Here, we got a nice little lava pool. So, today we just did, you know, really that band there. It's a good chunk. It's a good chunk. And some of that. But, it's nice to make such progress. Yeah, that's awesome. Because now the green shoots showing up, invading into the savannah. Wonderful stuff. I actually really like that there, yeah, because you can see all of the distant green shoots underneath the acacia trees, where normally it would be a little washed out, but the green going everywhere, magnificent. The additional cherry trees on that side really showing up wonderfully, both against the sunset and just like in general. So, well, that'll have to do it for this video, sadly, but thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. And happy on birthday, Jimmy. And what's it? Angelo, Perlin, Treasure Rat. Thanks for hanging out, guys. And I've got to go to work, so that's what I'm going to do. But I will be streaming later on this afternoon and tonight, at least for a couple hours, so maybe I'll catch you there.